back to my channel. I hope you're having a good day today. Tonight I'm going to be doing a Q&A. It's been like 5 months or something since I've done one, which is just ridiculous. And I have quite a few questions from you guys, so I really want to try to answer as many as possible. If you want to be involved in any of my future Q&As, feel free to send them to my Tumblr Ask box because I like having them all in the same place. But if you have any urgent questions that you would like me to answer, just ask me on any social media account and I can answer as soon as possible. First question is, who is your hero? I remember when I first got this question, I sat there for a while just thinking about it because it is a really interesting question to ask. Annoyingly though, I don't think I have a hero. I do have a lot of people who I love though, like obviously a lot of you would know that I love Jared Leto. I think he's an amazing person and I'm also quite obsessed with the YouTuber Jim Chapman, but I don't see them as above me, therefore I don't see them as heroes. I just think of them as equal as me and I like them because they are that way. They're just really relatable. I'm just going to apologize now for my lighting. I really hope it hasn't been changing around too much for you guys, but at the moment I'm actually trying to save up for some really good lighting, so look forward to that. Next question is favorite shop. I'm just going to name my top 5. Okay, not top 5 because I don't want to order them, but like 5 that I like. So Kmart, Priceline, EcoCosmetica, Ishka, probably Typo or Cotton On. They could be the same one because they're the same brand. Next question is, what are your career plans? This was kind of an intimidating question to receive because I don't have any career plans. I think at the age of 18, that is totally fine. Actually, to be honest, even at the age of like 20 or 30, if you still have no idea, that's completely fine because you can switch jobs so many times nowadays. Like, what is the average amount of jobs you're meant to have now in a lifetime? Is it like 15 or something? I really don't think it's that important to have a career plan. I think an ever-changing career is even more exciting. I'm guessing one of my future careers, or maybe all of my future careers, will be in the film industry though, because I'm doing a film and television course and I'm actually beginning in a month. So that could be filming, to editing, to lighting, to audio. It could be managing something. I could be filming like live events. I could be working on a movie. I could be working with a musician, doing music videos for them. I could be doing anything, and that really, really excites me. And I do think planning is great. I think it's amazing when people have really high goals, but at the same time, I think not planning is good too because you have no expectations and you can kind of see where life takes you. Personally, for me, planning a career just wouldn't be a good idea because I wouldn't be happy until I got there. Hi, I'm interested in seeing a review of different skincare brands. If you can recommend different ones for different skins and things like that. Also, I'm very new to makeup, so would love to see a video covering all the basics. This is of course only if you're interested and have the time to make them. Congratulations on your success this year and I hope you have a happy 2015. This is such a cute message. Thank you so much to whoever sent this. I'm gonna be honest though, I don't think I could do those skincare videos, and I know it sounds very selfish, but I really don't want to mess with my skin. I finally have found products that work for me. Also, I only know what works for my skin type, so I can't really help suggest things for oily skin and stuff. The only way I'd know about that is from watching other people's videos, therefore it's probably better to actually hear it from the people who have that skin type. I like the whole makeup basics thing though. I think that is really, really interesting. I don't know how I'd structure it. I'm not really sure because as useful as this would be to some people, quite a few of my subscribers may not be interested at all, but I think putting it in one video is probably better. I'll definitely start planning that for you. Thank you so much for your suggestion. Thoughts on the concept and significance of virginity. So thank you for this question because I feel like it's a really important topic to discuss. I think that the importance and significance of virginity is completely defined by each individual person. I don't think there is one person in the world that could possibly generalize what that importance is because it comes down to the person. And obviously each individual's opinion of this could change over time, which is completely normal because we're humans, we're forever developing. I think that if individuals are surrounded by all of these messages constantly, it's going to be so hard for them to figure out how they feel about it personally. If you are swayed towards a different way, let's just say for example, someone doesn't think there's much importance in virginity, and then the media is saying, oh but it's such a big deal, it changes their identity and stuff like that, they're going to feel guilty about how they feel, which is awful. Or the other way around, individuals may think that virginity is really, really important to them, and then something else out there is influencing them to think, no, it doesn't really matter, it's not that important, and then that will make them feel guilty for having those beliefs. I personally feel really, really mixed about it because I hate how there's so much pressure on the whole losing it and not losing it thing, and I hate how people think it changes the individual and stuff because that is just bullshit. It's like saying that if someone rides a roller coaster and the other person hasn't before, then they're completely different individuals. Like, no. But at the same time, I think it's super, super nice how it's important to some people and how they want it to be with someone special and stuff like that. But But that's only because I know that they want that, so then that's like a positive thing. But if there's people out there who do not wait for someone special or something like that, then that's good for them too, because that's what they wanted. Most used swear word. Ooh, this really depends on who I'm around. Because obviously with like my boyfriend, for example, I'm going to feel as if I can swear a lot more. But overall, in general, my most used swear word is probably just shit, because I do say that casually in videos. I'm happy to say that in front of everyone, and it's not really going to be caused by a particular emotion or anything. A word that your dream self would be described with. I'm going to have to name a few because I'm so bad at just culling stuff down to one. I'm going to go with the obvious and say happy, because although I am happy quite a bit at the time, I wish that I was a lot happier, so that would be nice. I'm also going to go with relaxed, because I'm really jealous of people that are constantly relaxed and carefree. I think it is really good, and also leads to happiness, which is good. These are so cliche, but healthy. I just thought of one that's really important to me. Passionate. I love that word. I think having a passion for things is just so important, and I really admire it about other people, and I'm proud of my own passions, so yep, that's a good one. And I'm going to think of one more. I have to go with confident for the last one, because although I'm very confident in front of the camera, I'm definitely not like that in person. I'm very fake, which I know sounds really weird to admit, but I'm very kind of, yay, I'm smiling all the time, and I'm very like apprehensive to share my opinion on certain things, and I'm very careful and stuff. Favorite style of video to film? Hauls, vlogs, tutorials, Q&As. Oh, this is so hard. That was a weird reaction. Oh. I love hauls because I get really excited about shopping, so being able to share that is really cool. Vlogs I love because I'm doing something fun in the moment, so I get to enjoy that while filming, so it's kind of the best of both worlds. Tutorials probably aren't my favorite. I really love the process of putting on my makeup, but the actual filming is boring because I don't get to talk or really be myself or anything. Q&As. Yeah, I love Q&As. I reckon Q&As are my favorite because I get to be myself the entire time and just say exactly what I'm thinking. All the others, I feel like I have a lot more of a structure, so I'd have to choose between vlogs and Q&As, but I really like the process of being in front of like an actual camera on a tripod, so I'll go with Q&As. Oh, that's cute. I'm doing Q&A right now. Oh. Would you rather wear one eyeshadow color for the rest of your life or one lip color for the rest of your life? I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would really struggle to answer this, but I honestly don't. I would have to go with one eyeshadow color for the rest of my life. I pretty much do wear the same colored eyeshadows all the time. I just have brown, gold, and bronze. I do obviously love playing around with color and stuff, but color for lipsticks is so much more exciting for me. In your opinion, what is one must-have item for a basic makeup kit? I would go with foundation because yes, it makes your skin look better, but the thing is, I don't know if that's just me, but if I just have foundation on, I look odd. I look better without any makeup because it just makes me look really unbalanced and weird. I'll have to go with mascara then, because I feel like that's the only item out of all of this that I can wear on its own and I look fine with it. One day, do you hope to be making videos for a big audience? Example, 10K subscribers. I would love that. I think that would be amazing. I think it would be so cool to wake up every single day knowing that there are people out there that really want you to make more videos. It would be such a good motivation, and I think it would be amazing to read everyone's comments and stuff, and the amount of suggestions would be so cool. I can tell that this next question was actually for a blog post that I was going to make, but honestly, I feel like it is a long time until I'm going to make all of those travel posts because they are going to take a lot of work. The question is, how do you cope with time difference? As quite a lot of you would know, I've experienced time difference a huge amount. For those who haven't experienced time difference, basically you just feel gross. You have zero energy, you feel really sleepy, but then really awake at the complete wrong times, which messes up everything. You also feel really like dehydrated and just sluggish. I think the best way to cope with time difference though is just to force yourself as much as possible to stick to the time zone that they have there. One tip that my dad always used to say is that you have to change all clocks and all devices to the time that is there, because that sort of makes the whole process harder because you're thinking, oh, be asleep right now, or oh, be awake right now, and it sort of messes things up even more. Like, you really want to get your mind focused on the time zone you're in at the time you're there. During the day, if you're feeling really sluggish, obviously I'm not saying you have to go out and go and sightsee and stuff, but at least just just try to stay moving a little bit, just go for small walks and stuff, and slowly it will wear off. Also, drink a crap load of water. If you're more hydrated, your mind is going to be a lot more awake, you're going to have more energy in general, and also you get really dehydrated while flying. What is your all-time favorite TV show, and what shows are you currently loving? I hear American Horror Story is pretty good. Hurry up and watch it. I can tell this is from my friend Jodie because she let me borrow the DVD of American Horror Story recently, but then my boyfriend and I started watching Lost like that night, so we're kind of delaying that, and I don't think she's happy about it. I think it may be Friends, and I'm going with that because there has to be a reason that it's the only show that I have all 10 seasons of. So the TV shows that I'm watching right now are Lost. My boyfriend and I are about halfway through season 1. Actually, we're up to episode 11. I have it right here. We are also watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but I'm actually watching Chloe and Lamar right now, so I'm up to season 2, episode 2. It just finished America's Next Top Model, so now we're watching Australia's Next Top Model. And wait, I just realized there's something else I'm watching on my own. I'm watching Orange is the New Black, but I'm watching it very, very slowly. The last question is, I'm in need of a formal dress and I don't know where to look or what websites are scams. Do you have any suggestions where to look or shop? I am the best person to ask for this, and that sounds really, really weird, but both of my formal dresses and my valedictory dress were all bought online, and all of them arrived exactly as I hoped, and I actually put in my own measurements on this website too, and they did a great job of that. So in 2013, I wore this formal dress. Hopefully you can see what it looks like. And I bought that off a website called Australia Formal Dresses. And in 2014 I wore this dress. And I got this off Dresses Mall AU. By the way, I'm going to have all of these links in the description so you can directly go there. Then for valedictory, I wore this dress, which was a lot more casual and less fancy, but I probably like it the best because I think it suited me a lot more. I actually got this from the website Missguided, which I'm sure quite a lot of you have heard of because it's quite popular. I was happy with all of their services. Obviously, they showed up as I expected. They look just like the photo, so you can definitely trust all three of those websites. I was also doing a little more research for you because I know other shops that are great that you can trust. So another place that you could look is ASOS, The Iconic, Boohoo.com. I had to do that because that's what they say in the ad. Shop-wise, I wasn't successful, and that's why I had to look online. But as you can tell from the dresses I chose, I really, really like fitted dresses that like hug your figure. And for some reason with my body shape, they just didn't fit me very well, and it was really, really annoying. And it wasn't necessarily because I was too small or too big. It just didn't work proportion-wise. And if you're wearing a fitted dress, you want it to properly fit. That's it for this Q&A video. I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I did. If you have any questions literally about anything in the entire world, feel free to leave it in my Tumblr ask box. I have my Tumblr below, and on my Facebook page I regularly link it so that people can send stuff. I know in this video I answered a huge amount of questions, but that's because I just wanted to get up to date with everything. But I think from now on I'm going to start making them smaller and I'll answer less, but that means I'll be making them more regularly, so I think that's the best way to do it. Hope you guys have had a really good day or night or morning, whatever time it is there. And if you're currently traveling, just have a sip of water for me right now because it's gonna make you feel better. I would love it if you could give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it because it helps me out a huge amount. And also, if you haven't subscribed to me, click that subscribe button if you enjoyed watching this. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!
We never go out of style. We never go out of style. It's on an empty stage. The boys got my heart in a silver cage. They stare at me while I stare at you. You don't own me. Don't try to change me in any way. You don't own me.